Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast. It's episode 166 of the Hop Nation USA Podcast, and of course, I'm here joined by my co-host Adam.
Yes, the commuted sentence is almost up. So hopefully, I'll be able to be done with this, and I can do it on my own free will. I look forward to that.
You have neither the enthusiasm nor the motivation to do this on your own.
That is 100% correct.
I am, of course, Steve, and as you can tell from the audio quality, we are on Zoom, which means we also have guests this week, because we don't have guests when we have good audio quality. These are the things you give up during COVID.
It's a balance. It's a balance, because I feel that the episodes where we have guests on, I feel that there's a little bit better content there, a lot better content, a lot of the times.
I don't sell it that way, you ass. You have to make every episode good. Don't tell them that the off episodes are bad.
They all come with their own pleasantries. You've been pluses.
Thank you. You've been at this for years, and you're shitting on half of our content right now.
Well, maybe we can do one in person next time we get out Western PA.
Yes,
I like it.
Hopefully. But yes, this week our guests are Matt and Chad from the breweriesinpa.com website. If for somehow you don't know about them, being that we pilfer their content all the time for our content, definitely check out their website. But we're going to be talking to them throughout the evening, and I'll just give Matt and Chad a chance to introduce themselves formally. So go on ahead, and while you introduce yourselves, why don't you introduce what you're drinking tonight?
Okay, Matt Kozar, Theory and Reality, which is a Galaxy IPA from St. Boniface Brewing out of, I'm going to butcher this, well, it's just in Lidditz, so they're out of Ephrata, but I know some people say Ephrata, so it's Ephrata from what I've heard, so it's just at their soft opening for their second location on Monday, so picked up some beer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard it Ephrata, but I would hate to actually be in a conversation with somebody who said that, because
I've heard it.
I'd have to stop them and say, no, I refuse to hear that. But my name is Chad Balby, obviously the other half of Breweries in PA. I am drinking a flavor-guided juice missile by our friends at Tattered Flag. This is their one brewed with guava. I've already had a whole bunch of sips of it, and it's very good.
Nice.
Right on. I must say, right off the bat, I really like that glass. I need to get myself one of those.
This one.
Yeah.
Well, we need to order more of them.
Oh.
We ran out twice. So
we did the small guy first, and then we realized people wanted the bigger one. And so we did the bigger one, and we ordered more, and then they went just as quick. So people seem to really like it.
That's the 20-ounce one that he has.
I say that's the one that I would need to get, is the big boy.
Yeah. If we were going to do any more, it would definitely be that one. We like the small one. It was 16 ounces, so it still held a pounder. But the big one, that's what people like drinking out of, right? Like they like drinking a solid glass like this. So
right,
this would be the only one we would ever do again.
Awesome. Well, if and when that happens, let me know.
Set two aside.
We'll shoot you a heads up. Don't worry.
We will send you money.
Yeah.
Don't get angry at us and send us nasty comments.
No, we haven't done that yet.
It's fine.
Adam, what are you drinking?
So I have something from this side of the state, from Spoonwood. This is their Consuming Fire. It is a smoked porter.
Ooh.
Yes. Shout out to my friend Derek for hooking me up with that one. We did a little horse trading. He got some of my Grist house. I got some of his Spoonwood. It was a match made in heaven.
Yeah, that's a good trade.
I was about it. And this beer, I just had a sip right before we started recording, and it's a good beer. I'm a fan. Steve, I think you would like it. I know you're a fan of the smoked beers. It's not quite full Rausch beer, but it'll hang.
Okay. I'd get down with that. So what I'm drinking tonight is something that we kind of already had on the show 2 episodes ago, but I went and grabbed my own can. I'm drinking Yeah, well, I just had to get my own.
Okay. This all makes sense now.
Yeah. So 2 episodes ago, we had Dave Bracey on talking about Fresh Fest, and he was drinking Embrace the Martian by 11th Hour.
Okay.
It's an 8.8% experimental IPA because it's also made with Brett yeast.
Okay.
So it's really fresh. It has like a nice tart crispness to it, but it also has a little bit of a farmhouse feel.
Okay.
Like
Full
it's
funk
enough.
to it.
Yeah, a little farmhouse funk, but it's enough that I can tolerate it because I usually hate saisons and farmhouses. So
It's not full horse blanket.
yeah, not full horse blanket, but it's just got a little enough of that like wildness to it. But it also is very refreshing and melony.
They created their own style. I love 11th Hour, man. They're always pushing it. We love those guys. So that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. It's all over the place too because it's made with like Pilsner malt and then German style hops. So it's like Huell Melon and a Bavaria malt or a Bavaria hop. So yeah, it's all over the place.
Is it crisp? Like
It's very crisp. Yeah, it's very crisp. Like it's crisp and it finishes very like dry, but it's all over the place.
Interesting.
If you can get it, get it. I don't know when you could. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can always, we can send can and etc.
No, I only bought a can for me.
oh, never mind then.
Because I was so on the fence about it because I found out it was a Brett beer, so I knew it was going to be a little wild tasting. That I had
Didn't
them
want to commit. Didn't want to commit more than one can.
Yeah, I went to House of Brews and I had them break it up, and it's just like I'll buy a can, but I can say it's good. So yeah.
Yeah, you had me a little scared when you said you're bringing on a beer that we had 2 weeks ago. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Yeah, no, I'm just drinking it from my perspective now because Dave said it was really
makes
good.
Sense.
He sold it. He sold it on me.
Lived up to the hype. That's all that matters.
Yep,
that's true. That's true. So we're talking with you guys this week, and we just wanted to look more into throughout this whole COVID mess, you guys have been at the forefront of getting as much information across the state as possible. And even before that, you guys are really good with producing content and keeping everybody abreast on things that are going on in the state with new brewery openings and changes to breweries and everything like that. So I just wanted to get more into, what you guys have been doing, with COVID and where do you see more content coming from in the future?
Yeah, obviously the COVID situation at first, when it kind of first hit, it really disrupted our content, because our content is all about being at the breweries, right? So it took us probably a good 2 weeks to kind of get our bearings straight, if you will, as far as, all right, how do we pivot? But then we realized there were still stories to be told. It was just telling them a bit differently, in the sense that a lot of breweries, for a lack of better words, were going into survival mode, right? How can we get through this when we can't effectively, sell beer? So I think, what started a lot of our content was what were breweries doing as far as beer delivery, if you will, for a lack of better words. So we started delivering a lot of that content. A lot of people kept asking about us, well, who else is delivering? Who else is delivering? And it's just kind of snowballed into what we do, which is an entire resource for the state of strictly beer delivery. Then we kind of pivoted to, as far as how can we continue to help support the industry. And between like mid-April to May, probably late May, we just started doing a bunch of kind of cash giveaways, for lack of better words. We would just pop into our group from time to time, our Facebook group, or on our main social channels, and just say, hey, look, if you order a beer from here, we'll pick 1 or 2 or 3 winners and we'll reimburse you, whether that's sending you money directly through your PayPal account, your Venmo account, or maybe we'll even give away gift cards that we buy on our own to breweries. And that seemed to get us a lot of interest, because we ended up getting a decent amount of breweries to actually reach out to us and say, we want to get in this fun as well. Mm-hmm. You mentioned 11th Hour actually donated us some cash our way to give away to our audience, which we did. I think throughout that entire period, we gave away somewhere around $2,000 to $2,500 just in, like I said, reimbursements or gift cards.
Pay it forward. Kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it kind of snowballed. We didn't expect it to get as wild as it did, but it did snowball. And then, things started to settle itself out when we went into yellow phase, green phase. So we kind of kept up with what's going on. And now one of our biggest pushes right now is we're doing a scavenger hunt where we set up 20 different categories. People signed up to be a part of it. Winners will walk away with gift cards to their favorite breweries. I think grand prizes.
Three winners.
Yeah, $200 to first, $100 to second, and $50 to third, all to their whatever brewery of their choice. So it's really fun because we're watching people get out to breweries that maybe they're not used to, or kind of like pushing the boundaries when they go, right? Some of the, categories are like ordering takeout or, a selfie with the brewer. So they're like kind of pushing themselves that maybe they wouldn't normally interact with that brewery or interact to that level. It's all about supporting PA beer. So that's kind of how, at least from my perspective, how we've navigated the world of COVID. I think, and I'm sure everyone can attest to this, I think we're starting to kind of get into that new normal of how everything operates. And I think right now, personally for us, we're smooth sailing with some of our content, but, we want to continue to push the boundaries.
Yeah, and that sounds like it's really fun. I unfortunately found out about the scavenger hunt too late. I was a day too late when I read about it, but
yeah, we're gonna do it again. I think just to kind of get piggyback on what Chad said. The way the categories are set up, the harder things were assigned more points. So things like find a Rauch beer, which you would have loved, right? So so that's more points since not a lot of people make Rauch beers. So
I think it's Lavery, and that's about it.
Exactly. So, but you can order it to your house,
right? So you can get it. So yeah, but
the main thing behind a lot of what we do and projects like that are, just to get people out, right? Like, how can we get people going to a brewery or ordering from a brewery and just keeping the money flowing for the small guys to the big guys. So it's been fun. I think one of the other things we do is we're really close with the top liquor lawyer in the state. So anytime there's a change in the law, we get on the phone with him, we get a bunch of questions answered, we put out a FAQ article right away just to get rid of any questions. So
I know that has helped me more than one time, just to see somebody who understands what is going on and can just sort of lay it out for a lay person like me. I know that has helped me more than one time, just reading the FAQ and, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we're dealing with now.
Exactly.
So for that I really appreciate that.
We appreciate that.
Those sort of articles are just
between consumers and brewery owners. I mean, we're getting texted and emailed, and do you know what this means? We're like, we don't know. So let's go to the expert.
Let's find out together.
Because another one of the things we do is we provide resources to the breweries themselves to kind of bring them all together, right? So we have a closed Facebook page for all them. Everybody's talking. It's generally boring things like who has hops or who has grain, but important thing was when can we open, how can we open, is it safe, things like that. So
yeah, still that's a good resource to provide for people. I know you have your own open Facebook page, and that's a little too rowdy for just breweries to get on. And
the stuff we delete.
Yeah, and that was like the motivation behind it. We would find that like breweries were joining that group, and they might ask a question, and it would get lost in the shuffle of I hate that this brewery made this beer. I hate this, and blah blah blah. So we realized, okay.
Have you had this new trail? Have you had this new trail?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you had this new trail?
Or why are you drinking more new trail? Or why are you drinking that? So we realized, okay, there is a need for brewers to just get together, and especially Pennsylvania brewers, because we're all dealing with the same antiquated laws that Pennsylvania was founded on so many years back. And it's become such a great resource because you'll see, it's not nearly as active, obviously, but you'll see a brewer literally who is, a 3-barrel, maybe 2 employees, doesn't really have all the litigation figured out, right? And they'll be like, what do I have to do with this? And you'll get people that are operating, 10 times their scale and have already been through what they're through, sharing their advice and figuring it out together. So it's just a great resource to bring people together that maybe, they don't have typically at their disposal.
That's awesome. So one of the things that I've noticed is multiple times on social media, you guys have become, I'll say, the voice of reason.
All right. Well, haven't been called that before, but okay.
I know that's never been.
Because I've seen it more than once where you'll not necessarily call somebody out, but you'll say, hey, this is the situation, this is what's going to be, period.
Yeah.
For example, the classic example here in 2020 is wearing masks, going out in public and wearing masks. I've seen multiple social media posts from you guys saying, hey, don't be a jagoff, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Have you guys? What's that?
Just shut up and wear it and go support the brewery and take it off and sit down, like whatever.
Have you received any sort of blowback from that?
Oh yeah. I mean,
every day.
DMs, comments, the whole nine. It is what it is. So the whole reason behind writing that was for us, or at least I can only speak to my experience, but like I would see these people fight wearing masks, and to me it wasn't like, all right, what's right, what's wrong. To me it was, do what you can to support a brewery, right? Mm-hmm. If a brewery is takeout or curbside only, would you walk up to that brewery and demand they sit you down at the bar and let you have a beer? Probably not. I can't imagine anyone would do that. So when I thought about that subject, it was, if a brewery's asking you, we're all about this support local. We're all about, and I mean we as in Matt and I, because obviously we are, but this industry is all about support local, support local. So the question became, yeah, but when you're telling the people you don't want to wear a mask, are you then saying you're not going to support local? Because that's what this is all about, whether it's a mask or any other, guidance that the brewery has laid out. You want to support them, right? This is the local you're talking about supporting.
And
so
they didn't make the rules.
That you're going against what this industry was founded on. And so to me, it was crazy that people could ever do that. It was crazy to think that, in one breath, they're going to tell you to support local, and another breath, they're going to tell you, hey, I don't want to support your policy on mask wearing. Yeah. It was just an oxymoron to me, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. My girlfriend works at a brewery out here, and they don't make the rules. I mean, they're literally just trying to get some money. They're trying to help out, right?
Trying to feed their kids.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the brewery open, and we're good friends with a lot of these brewers, and we want to see them stay open. We don't want anybody to close because people are complaining about masks, and then they get somebody come in and tell them to shut down. That's basically it.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing a lot of people who don't understand, like the business of breweries, is that the majority of them make all of their money off of draft sales. Most of them don't do canned stuff like Budweiser and Miller Coors. They make a lot of their money off that distributor, selling a case at a time. Mm-hmm. But these smaller breweries, especially the ones that are like 2 and 3 and 5 barrel, they need to sell those drafts if they can't get cans out. So that's why it's very important to support local. And that goes even beyond just breweries. Like, support your local restaurants and just follow the guidelines that they want.
Completely.
It's ridiculous. Anybody has fought against that, and
I
hate it. But
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I hate it, but it's completely expected from some people in PA.
I just think before even bars open back up, if you think about it, a lot of people that were self-distributing couldn't even get kegs out the door. So. Now they're forced to sell whatever they can across the bar. And if you're giving them trouble about it, they're not making any money. So we need to, the big picture here. Yeah,
I think a couple friends of ours, Adam, bought some kegs from people, I
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, they even went above and beyond. They're like, well, we'll buy that keg so it doesn't sit around. So,
well, in all fairness, and we saw this post in our Facebook group, you do not have to twist anyone's arm to buy a Dancing Gnome keg.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Somebody posted the recycle kegs that they have out there, and it was Dancing Gnome. I was like, yeah, you could get a line just for those kegs.
Yeah, that's unsurprising.
Yeah, I need to call Andrew, huh? Can he ship it?
Yeah, a keg of Dancing Gnome, a keg of Brew Gentleman. Those can go out the door pretty quick.
A keg of General Braddock's, or
right,
Exquisite Beast, or Lustra. Give me Lustra.
Yeah.
I'll sit at Dad's house for a week and drink that. 2 days. 2 days.
So I wanted to jump back just a little bit. We mentioned how you guys are doing a scavenger hunt, and you guys have done events in the past. You're kind of the driving force behind the tap takeovers. that have happened before, the Pittsburgh taking over Philly and Philly taking over Pittsburgh. Being that it's a little hard to put those events on right now, have you looked at other ways to do something similar though, like bringing cans from Philly to Pittsburgh or something like that?
Yeah. So it actually hasn't been announced yet because we haven't figured it out fully. But in April of this year, we were supposed to have Pittsburgh invades Philly, and obviously, that got shut down. And we've spent the past couple months just kind of waiting it out, like I think everyone has. We finally got to the point maybe about like 2-3 weeks ago where we're just like, okay, there's no way this event's going to take place in 2020 under the current under the current situation as we envisioned it, which is, a traditional beer fest. So we kind of racked our brain around as far as how to make it happen. I know obviously virtual beer fests are happening. They are a struggle. I think if you would talk to anyone who did a virtual beer fest, and in fact you guys did recently, obviously, I'm sure they would tell you like it is very much a struggle, because what's the one thing that people come to a beer fest for, right? It's the beer. And if you do that virtually, there's no way to get beer through the computer. You have to physically figure out how to get it to someone. So long story short, we're in the process of talking to the host brewery. I think we're going to talk to them next week, I think we said, to put on Pittsburgh invades Philly. And the goal is, and we're both on the same page, us and the brewery, the goal is to essentially do that. It'll be effectively a Pittsburgh can release in Philadelphia for all ticket holders. This is the first time we're actually putting it out publicly, so it could very well change by the time we have that conversation. But I think we're both in agreement that that'll essentially be what the event looks like.
And we've talked to the breweries too, so that's
we have to talk to the obviously the Pittsburgh breweries, and the Philly brewery needs to be okay with it. But that was part of his suggestion, so I'm not worried there. As far as will we make those type of events regular, I don't know, to be honest with you. The virtual part of an event, to me, I'm not fully sold on it yet. I'm sure that's because I probably haven't talked to anyone who's done one successfully, like in-depth conversation of how it goes. But I struggle with the fact of trying to get people together for an event that, let's face it, is really, really successful when you're able to physically get together. So to answer your question, I don't know if we'll continue to do them like that. I think for us, it'll be I think it'll be more towards the scavenger hunt route of how can we get people together supporting local breweries without having to, put together some sort of virtual event of a real life event.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, but that's what we're doing, at least for the one that was supposed to be in April.
And
That makes sense.
I was just going to add on to that. For the past 2 years, we've either hosted or been a co-host of the largest PA beer fests, in charge of, marketing, getting every brewery involved. And the last one was out in Western PA. And, we were sort of starting to ramp up for that, and then everything happened. So, unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. I would love for that to happen next year, because to me, it's always fun being able to get a beer from a Western PA brewery and then walk 2 seconds and get something from Philly. So, and the dynamic of people trying beers and going like, who made this again? Where are you at? Oh, now we're going to make a trip all the way out there. So it opens people's minds, and you see brands, but you never get to try their beer. And that, for me, is fun to go into those. So hopefully that's a next year thing too.
Yeah.
I'll say, once we get on the other side of all this, are there any plans of kind of getting into the secondary cities, Erie, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, State College, things like that, and getting them into their own crossovers and takeovers?
Yeah. So to Matt's point, we held officially the largest Pennsylvania-only beer fest ever in State College. It was a really fun event for those who attended, and I think we got really good turnout. It is hard to get people in State College, though, to kind of get together for an event like that. So I'm not saying we won't do it in State College, but I think, with Philly being as exciting it is beer scene, Pittsburgh having such an exciting beer scene, Erie, there's obviously not nearly as much up in Erie when you consider Pittsburgh and Philly, but nonetheless, they have a very passionate beer scene as well. I think we're going to try to stick to the main ones. Now, to your question of once we get over this, what are we going to do? I have this exciting idea that is going to be really tiresome for us to do, but when things officially are good, and I mean like everyone's going back out to bars, this is all behind us, whatever that means, the whole nine. I want to have we host pretty regular. We used to before this. We would host bottle shares where we would literally, everyone who's listening to this knows what a beer bottle share is, right? You go to a location and you share a bunch of beer, but we would hold those at breweries, and the goal being to get the people, with what is our main mission, right? Get people inside breweries. So my goal that I've been trying to formulate in my head, and we just, Matt and I need to talk it out and figure it out, is once we're behind this, I'd like to hold a 3-day beer share in various cities throughout the state, 3 different cities, starting on the East Coast, obviously working our way to Central PA, and then finalizing ourselves in either Erie or Pittsburgh, and doing that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then if we have the manpower to do it, maybe try to scatter some small things in and out there while we're traveling to kind of include our audience. So that's the only thing we're kind of thinking about once we come out of this. But yes, as a company pre-COVID, we were very much looking into different ways of how we could potentially, make the events reach more cities, if you will.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of I'll say the traveling beer circus. I really like the idea.
There you go.
Of that.
There you go. We might have to
rent. We should rent a like a Winnebago or something.
Yes.
We'll rent a Workhorse, the brewery out here in outside of Philly. They have this huge van with I think 5 or 8 taps on the side of it. We'll just rent that.
When a beer go.
Or you could out here in Pittsburgh, there's the Blue Sparrow, which is a bus.
You don't have to tell us about Luke and the crew.
We put Goldeneye in there. It's awesome.
Yeah, we absolutely love everything that they're doing. Those guys, outside of breweries, when we're in Pittsburgh, they're literally the first place we have to hit up, because the food he's doing, just the guy he is and his crew, the bus. I mean, everything about them is what this industry is built upon, and we absolutely love those guys.
Yeah, they're definitely always a standout when they show up to beer fests, because you just automatically, because they've loaded their taps with something good and something exclusive, and then they have the food. So yeah,
they came to the beer show we had at 11th Hour, Chad.
Yeah. Remember? Oh yeah, he parked the bus right out front. People loved him.
That was a day, wasn't it?
Oh my God, we love those guys.
Oh my God.
Awesome. Well, let's jump back to our beers that we started drinking, see if we have any more thoughts on those, and then we'll head out of segment 1 and go to segment 2. Chad, how's your Tattered Flag treating you?
It was very good.
It's all gone.
Keyword is was.
I've been waiting to get the second one, but I knew that was segment 2, so I've been kind of looking down at my cooler
Fair
like
enough.
a lost puppy. And now I'm trying to get at it.
Matt, how was your beer?
Almost done. I'm going to go grab, I think I got a 4 Seasons beer in there that I'm going to go grab.
Right on.
Yeah, I love those. I love that brewery.
Adam?
This Spoonwood, I'm a fan of it. It's a good smoked porter. It's a little less smoky than, I think it was the Dew Clock Q that we've had on the show in the past. So to me, that makes it better.
That was a very barbecue.
It was. This is not that.
Have you had the Roush beer from Lavery, sorry.
I have not.
Okay.
Neither have I. I haven't got to it yet. I've been looking at it on the website of just I might buy that, because I can also get a mix and match, but it's a matter of storage.
Say one of the good Roush beers I had, I think it was from Clearfield Brewing. They're a very small operation. They had a Roush beer I had from them a couple of months ago. It was fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
So if I find it again, Steve, I'll let you know.
Yeah, please just pick up a bottle. Yeah, you don't have to ask me if I want that. Just buy that, and then I'll pay you back.
Right?
And then, of course, I was drinking the Embrace the Martian from 11th Hour. As it warmed up, it got a little more fruity on the taste, but, still had that little bit of weird wildness to it as well. But overall, it was a really good beer. So, yeah, if you can find it, go get it.
Hey, Steve,
Good
how
stuff.
come we can't see your face?
Because I do all the other video stuff.
Oh, okay.
The real reason is he is assimilated with his computer,
That's true.
and they are now one.
They have
Okay.
become one.
So that's why every once in a while, when you see the floating head on the in the Tron,
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Floating
actually
head in
what
the Tron
Steve
skin.
looks like now. That's what his driver's license is going to look like.
It's real time right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I March came and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to be computer now. And then I did.
It'll work.
All right. Well, we're going to take a little break and we'll come back with segment 2 and we'll get to know Matt and Chad a little bit better and what they've been drinking through this time. But for now, hang on. We'll be right back. Listen to this commercial from First Sip Brewbox. Welcome back to episode 166 of the Hop Nation USA podcast. We're still with Matt and Chad from the breweriesinpa.com website. And it's time for a second beer. Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll jump right in. So this has been called 2 different names at this point, and I think I call it Lavery, but I've heard Lavery as well, so I could be wrong. Sorry, Jason. But I went with Lavery's Pineberry Crush, which I've had before. Actually, I've had a lot, and I always really like it. It's a really good fruited sour ale, but it's not like too fruity by any means.
Right on. So is that correct me if I'm wrong, is Lavery still not delivering now, but are they shipping now?
Yeah, they're shipping
Okay.
wide. Yep.
Yeah. Because like I was saying in the last segment, I was looking at you can get a case of the Rausch beer, but you can also get mix and match.
Yeah, I like
Of
that they
like-
do that.
Yeah. Of like,
Steve, you got a birthday coming up.
let's not push all this shit to December. Come on.
Listen, it's 2020. It doesn't matter anymore. You've got Labor Day is now
Yeah.
your new birthday.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
dates
Yeah.
don't matter in 2020.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Let's all just celebrate one big birthday, just in case we all don't make it.
Jeez.
That's true.
It's true. It's dark, but it's also true.
So
Speaking
Matt,
of dark,
Um,
speaking of dark, I'm drinking
Oh,
a stout.
Oh,
It's a good segue.
Okay.
Just go to that way.
all right. That's
yeah.
fine.
So I picked up I'm doing 11th hour again, but we haven't had this one before. This is the Nocturnal Rainbow, and it's a coffee milk stout,
Interesting.
and it's really, really good.
Nice.
If it's from 11th hour, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad beer there.
I don't think I have either.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty top. It's tastes it's got like a chocolate mocha flavor to it.
Okay.
And it says it's from their friends at Mocha Java. Yeah, so it's a Mocha Java bean, but it's from their friends at La Prima Espresso.
Have you had them on the show yet?
Not as like guests, but as beers here and there. And we generally just talk about them because again, they make good stuff. So
Should get them on.
What's that? 8.9 or 5.9?
5.9.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Justin
Yeah,
and Phil are characters, and Matt too. So you got to get them all on.
so that sounds like the kind of episode where you just sit a microphone in the middle and just let them go.
Pretty much. Yeah. Maybe you can do it in their little warehouse they have off to the side there.
Right.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, we're always trying to explore like how do we get guests on. We did Couch like 6 episodes ago where we picked up beer from them and then we had them on later and we're all just drinking the same beer because we like to try to showcase the beer from that brewery, and obviously it's easier when we can be in that brewery. But
Mhm.
yeah, we're adjusting as we can. So
On the fly.
yeah.
Yep, exactly.
That's life anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Matt, what are you drinking?
So I got Norwegian Lights from Four Seasons.
Oh,
out of
nice.
Road. So yeah, they were nice enough to send us some beer, and this beer I already had the other one like last week, and it's phenomenal. Chad, what do we have? There's sours when we went. We ran the whole game.
We ran the tap. Yeah, Mark let us taste everything they had, and it was
They make everything.
It was an impressive list. They sent us home with their. I still have it aging back here. Their Imperial Stout.
Yep, I have one of those.
Catherine or something, I think it's called. I forget. but I'm excited to finally open that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm always happy to see them at the beer festivals. I always got to make a stop there, no matter what.
You never know what you're going to get. I mean,
Mhm.
he makes literally every style, so
Right.
and they're all good. So it's like, all right, what am I going to try today? So
Yeah, the one problem, and I shouldn't even say problem because it's my problem, is that there's a tunnel and a bridge in the way.
oh, yep, that's Pittsburgh's problem.
Yep.
Pittsburgh for you.
Too far for you, even though it could be 10 minutes away, right?
Yep, exactly.
There's a tunnel. Oh my god.
Well, day's ruined, and just turn
And
around
they're
now.
like, it takes us 3 tunnels to get here, and how many bridges? Like, it's pretty calm down.
It's also a problem simply because of all the breweries that you would have to pass to get there.
True, right?
So,
If you're gonna
Sounds
stop,
like a good day to me.
yeah.
Yeah, you start there and work your way back.
Exactly. Furthest point, and then you just
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Adam, what are you drinking?
So I have a little something from Grist House called the Parrot Party.
Oh, that's
It's
a
their
good one.
dessert sour.
so-
I've not had this one yet. I got this from my friend Dave, so thank you, Dave, for the beer. I got it on the golf course. This is a collaboration with, you'll find this interesting, Steve, RAR.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Huh.
from down in Maryland, down on
Yeah,
what do they
Maryland.
call it, the Eastern Shore, down in that area.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. But blueberry, strawberry, lemon, vanilla, graham cracker, milk sugar. It's got all those things that I like. Plus, it's got a bit of a sour side to it. So
Yeah.
What a
They
description.
make good sours. I absolutely love their sours. So.
Hmm. I had that. I actually had that. One of the beers of the Bergs.
Okay.
It was good enough. I can't give it a real good review because it was like end of the day.
Mm.
So
I'll get
your
you.
taste buds were blown out.
yeah, it was pretty blown out, but it still cut through. Like it was, it's pretty sweet. It's
You're like, I think
compared.
this is good. I think it's good. I can't
Yeah.
taste it.
Yeah. It was a dessert sour, so it was really sweet and fruity, but it wasn't like real sour.
Yeah, I will say this is a heck of a beer.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
It's a brewery I wish shipped because every once in a while they'll send us some beers, but it's truly fun going there actually and hanging outside by the fire pits, and just shoot the shit with them. So
Yeah.
I got extremely lucky because they opened their second location in Collier, which is about 10-15 minutes from my place,
Perfect.
and it eliminates bridges and tunnels. So I could pop down there after work for
Be a
pickup
regular.
yeah,
No bridge,
exactly.
no tunnel.
So
I think it's even closer than 10-15 because I did that drive from there to your house.
I believe, according to Google Maps, it is 12 minutes.
Fuck that.
So
Drive faster.
it's like 8 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
we can
Drive
walk
fast.
there and
Yeah.
not drive back.
They do have one coming out. If you're listening on a Friday, as they should, you can order their new entry into the Utterly series.
Yeah.
They're doing Utterly Bananas.
Oh wow.
Ooh, it's a porter this time though. It's not a stout, but
So it'll be
Basic-
a little lighter.
yeah,
Their Siberian Highway was phenomenal. Have you guys had that?
yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
What that was years and years ago when we actually did an episode with them. 130 episodes ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they were around episode 36, 37, somewhere in there.
I think it's 38, but
Okay. 38.
I can tell you it's 38. But
Okay.
yeah, they brought out a bottle of Siberian Highway for us to try, and boy, oh boy, that's
Oh, yes.
that's
Top of
one
the list.
That's one of the best stouts we've ever had, like on this show and just personally.
Yeah.
Not to go outside of PA too much, but the Uncle Jacob's Avery is probably the only one that's better.
Yeah. Well, with their new location in Collier, apparently they're going to blow out their barrel aging. So
Oh yeah, they have so much space.
the whole basement
Oh, yeah.
there, just like barrel space. So that's going to be nuts.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's so much space. It's funny because even back at that episode, they were actually hinting that they were going to buy that space.
Yeah.
And
It
it
was
was
not
still,
public knowledge at that point.
Yeah. It's like something they told us off mic. They were like, "Yeah, we're looking at the Nike silo." And we're like, "Really?"
That is fantastic news, and I can't tell anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had to,
so bad.
I'm sure you guys have dealt with that too. Getting stuff off mic and off the record, and like it's exciting, but you can't do anything with it.
Every day, and then I'm like, all right, when can we post it? And then they don't tell us the morning of, and then they just post it, and then we scramble to post what we had already in drafts. I'm like, oh. There's a lot of things that people text us and message us, and they're like, shh, but this is what we're doing. And Chad and I talk among, at least I can tell Chad things, and he can tell me things.
Right.
At least gets it off my chest. Like,
Yeah, right. Just be like, screw this.
if I had nobody to tell, I'd go crazy.
You can at least scratch that itch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our text messages, people would have a very different view of us if they read them.
So what
Mainly
you're
about
saying?
the things from the group, but
So what you're saying is people should break into the cloud and download all your text messages
Pretty
so
much.
they can, get the latest scoops and.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
We've been texting about Pittsburgh. Nothing we can share, unfortunately, but yeah, if you wanted to know what's going on there, our texts are a hotbed right now.
Don't talk about us.
A couple nuggets that I really want to drop, but I gotta wait for people.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get one out of you though.
No.
Here we go.
Chad, blink twice if Trogs is buying the old Enix building.
That's what I keep hearing. I don't think that's true. I can't confirm. It
I've
does
heard
sound
that.
like it has a buyer. Yes, I can't confirm if it's them or not.
Mhm.
Because I truthfully haven't heard of it. But I don't think it's them.
It's a fun pipe dream though. It's just one I heard. So
Oh, it is. It is
Yeah.
a very fun pipe dream.
I'm willing to support that pipe dream.
yeah, it'd be
Be
nice
close.
that.
Coming to
It is.
home, yeah, that
Right.
would probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to go into that space, into the Enix Brewery while it was still open?
I toured them like probably 2 weeks before they had their grand opening.
Okay.
Okay.
I never, and maybe this was because it was, oh no, everyone seemed to talk about it. I never sensed that smell that everyone suggested.
We don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
No,
Like we
you
did
don't?
an episode there and we don't know what you're talking about.
We sat there for hours.
Yeah. So, but I don't know.
Maybe we're the ones that smell. Maybe
Yeah.
we just covered it all
Over
up.
bridges, man.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
just
know. Everyone seems to talk about it. I'm like, I was there and I got nothing.
maybe it's just the general homestead smell.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say homestead stinks, but it is close to the river,
Well,
and
If that's true, then voodoo would smell, right? I don't get that.
Yeah, right.
I don't. Well, that's the
Fair
thing.
point.
That's what we're saying. We don't smell anything because we never smelled anything at Voodoo or Rock Bottom or
Yeah, it's very weird, but it seems like that's what keeps going around is like, even when they're talking about new people buying it, like, or are they going to be able to deal with the smell? So it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's a campaign just to drive the price down so somebody can go in and buy it for cheap.
Could be it. Somebody was just
It's
like,
people trying to buy it.
yeah, they want to buy it. And
we heard this place stinks. We gotta, we can't pay as much.
I refuse to
Knock
pay
off
their
100
asking
grand
price.
for that smell.
I saw that asking price too. That is whoever gets it is, obviously has some backing.
Yeah,
That is a sporty number, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? I didn't see it.
It was, what was it, 1.5?
Deep.
I thought I saw 1.7, but yeah, it's in and about that range.
Somebody's got to have some investors for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I can't afford it.
Sure.
I know that.
Maybe all four of us can take out a joint loan and do it together. But no.
Nope.
That'll get us the down payment.
There you go.
I can buy 2 glasses from there, and
Right? That's about where I'm at.
so let's move on to other things. Now that NX is dead and gone, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the Black is Beautiful beers that have been coming out across PA. You guys have been huge advocates for that as well, on top of masks. So I'm sure you're getting hate on this end as well.
Every day. Every single time.
But I wanted to ask you guys, have you had any that have come out recently? And especially, have you actually had the Trogs one that came out, because it's not a stout?
Haven't had the Trogs one yet. I know I personally have had Addicts, which is out of Philly, Well Crafted, which is out of Lansdale, and Voodoo, which is everywhere. I'm
Yeah,
picking
you had
up-
the one with two. Did you have the 2 locals and Harris family in Love City?
No, I haven't had that one yet.
I'll give
I'm
you a
picking
can.
up Round Guys tomorrow, and I will have 11th Hour in my hands, hopefully within the next day or two. So I'm hoping to have a few more of that, hoping to rack up as much as possible.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had Springhouse, Attic, and
Yeah,
the
the
one
Voodoo.
from the two local tears, and I Love City.
So far myself, I've only had the Cinderlands one.
Okay.
And I was just trying to get more of a sense of like all the variety that has been put into these beers.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the Trogs and Harris family collaboration was actually a black cornbread lager
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
put out.
Yeah, some are more. But Chad, what was the Attic one? Like 6%.
Yeah, 6.5. It was a 6.5 oatmeal stout, which I really liked.
That was
I've already had 2 of them, and they were really good. Most people have kept towards the recipe, but I know the 2 that have gone away from the stout so far that I know of are obviously Trogs, and then Poor Man's out of Ephrata did a black IPA.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them are 8.8. The Attic one was 6. I saw one that was over 10. Was it Springhouse?
Yeah, I mean, most of them are like, I think the base recipe is 10.5, almost 11. I know Voodoo got pretty much close to 11.
Yeah.
Oh, but the Voodoo one, that's the one I forgot about. That's the one we had.
Yeah, theirs was
That's good.
really good, really boozy, like not overly boozy, but like you definitely could taste it was an imperial.
But they nail stouts anyways. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's still really good. I mean,
It was a Voodoo stout. It was delicious. It was boozy, like
Yeah.
just what you expect.
Yeah. Cinderlands, Hitchhiker, and 11th Hour all hit that 10% mark as well.
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of places that's what they did. They went right with the recipe, and then some places, like you said, just got creative with it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had any like extra creative ones, because I know also out here, Couch and Abjuration teamed up to do one that came out 7.5%, but it was also meant to more mimic like a chocolate orange.
Interesting.
Like a Christmas chocolate orange. So,
Nice. Yeah, I didn't have that. I saw the collab. I didn't realize they were going that different with it. Did you have it all or not?
I haven't gotten it yet. I'm going to see if I can maybe get some this weekend, see what I can pick up when I go out. So
Nice.
Make the rounds, man. Maybe go to 4 Seasons.
no, probably won't go to Four
Bar.
Seasons. I'll probably actually do some bootlegging up the Vintage Estates. I don't know if you guys know about that place at all. But
The name sounds super familiar.
It's a place in Ohio that basically just gets everything that we don't get.
Okay.
So they have like Toppling Goliath, 3 Floyds. It's I'm basically admitting to not keeping local. So,
That hasn't made it to.
I mean, it's still local to your community.
yeah, right.
They are nice because they are on the very eastern edge of a lot of the Midwest distribution because they're
Okay.
right on the border of Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so they get a whole lot of shit. They also get like almost all the Omnipolo. Again, I mean, if you're in the Brewdog, they get all the Brewdog because they're Ohio, and then they get Tuol, which is also a Scandinavian brewery that does some good stuff. But it's worth checking out.
So there's no bridges or tunnels that.
Oh, you're perfect.
No.
It's easy. It's easy driving.
It's all Flatlander shit. So yeah,
You're perfect.
You're crossing state lines with alcohol.
it's bootlegging, and we do it all the time.
Bootlegging.
Yeah, right.
Allegedly.
And we do it in Jersey all the time.
Me too. They have some good releases over in Jersey.
Yeah,
I'm
Flying
gonna go to the
Fish
beach, though.
does some stuff. And what was the other one that we had, Adam? Ship Bottom, that they're also opening a place in PA.
Yes.
Opening an Ambler.
Yeah, Ship Bottom does some pretty good stuff too.
Yeah, I'd drink them again. I got no beef with them.
Yeah.
They're good.
All right. So we're talking other states. And I got this question to wing it to you guys. If you couldn't do breweriesinpa.com, what brewery state would you feature?
Boy.
Breweriesinblank.com.
That's a good question because we kind of get a variety of that question where people say, well, what about expanding to other states? And not to go off on a tangent here, but my initial response to that is, well, certain states just wouldn't really work. Like, I don't think breweries in Alabama would really work that well, or breweries in Idaho.
Breweries in Mississippi.
Yeah, because if you look up their numbers, and I always say this, like our any of our success that we get is built off the breweries, right? And we couldn't do that in a state that just doesn't have a good craft beer scene. So I always say we are lucky to live in a state that does that. So when you ask that question, it becomes, okay, well, what other state could we do that to be successful in? And, not to sound cliche, but it would have to be, breweries in Oregon, breweries in Vermont, or breweries in Maine. And if I had to narrow that down, I would probably say breweries in Vermont, because out of all those 3 states, that's the only state I've really gone and enjoyed their beer scene in. And I've had a really, really good time with Vermont's beer scene. So my answer, only because of my personal experiences, would be breweries in Vermont.
Fair enough, yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go west, Chad, because we were at CBC last year in Denver, which was amazing. Beer, obviously.
Well, considering the previous year was Nashville, and that beer scene was, no offense to anyone out in Nashville, could be better.
It's pretty bleak. Bearded Iris and Southern Grist, and that was about it. We were at Southern Grist with Grist House. So we were like, can we connect you guys somehow?
Yeah, right.
Southern Grist House?
Worlds colliding. But so I'd say Denver, or I'd say or Colorado, right? Or I'd say it'd be hard to do California, but I think the possibilities for breweries to write about beer would be endless. I mean, you couldn't complain about having nothing to write about, because the state is ridiculous with craft beer. I mean,
it's lousy with them.
Yes, right.
I've been all over, and it's like you turn a corner and there's another brewery, and you're like,
yeah, you could literally do breweries in San Diego if you wanted to.
Right.
There's more. Yeah, there's like 200 breweries in San Diego alone. So I think just for sheer amount of content, California, Denver would be really fun.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was just, it's a balance of workload versus actual beer scene. And
if it was our full-time job, California.
Yeah.
Steve, I'll turn that question back over to you, around to you. Which state would you do?
West Virginia, because I'm lazy.
It's like Mississippi, there's 3 breweries.
I met a real good dude who brewed in West Virginia at one of the CBC conferences. It was in Parksburg, I think. And that dude was just a genuinely good person. So if he's any representation of their beer scene, I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, we met a nice brewer, like a home brewer from I forget where he was from, but he was from West Virginia, and he made really good beer and was looking to open up a space. And he was just telling us about the scene, like it's growing, but it's just so, I don't know. I don't know what the mentality is in West Virginia that keeps it from exploding.
He's the only member of the West Virginia Brewers Guild.
He might have been.
He is the guild.
Yeah, he is the guild.
Him and his wife were the guild. Any new notes? Any new business?
I think numbers up. I think West Virginia only has 30 or 35 craft breweries in the state.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's small.
There's 30 that I can name just within driving distance from my house.
Exactly.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's always baffling to us that state hasn't taken off more, just because it touches Ohio and PA.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are.
I think we attribute Pennsylvania's growth to the law changes, right? I mean, in the past
absolutely.
5 years, it's really the barrier to entry in the craft beer game here is really low. I mean, to get essentially a license where you could be a local bar, it's something around $5 or $6 grand. Chad, correct me if I'm wrong, but
it's a quarter of what it is to get a full restaurant license.
It's very low. I mean, aside from getting a building, but licensing and everything is just.
Yeah, I mean, it's still expensive, right? Because you have to, buy the system and whatnot. But your cost, and I don't want to speak for brewers, but your cost really comes on how big you want to make your brewery, right? You got a place like 11th Hour that's a 20-barrel system. It's going to cost you out your ass. You open up a smaller place like Couch with maybe a smaller system. You're not spending as much money, at least on that.
Couch's system's actually pretty big.
Did they upgrade?
Yeah, Couch's system's pretty big. It might have always been that way. It's been big for a while. Especially in comparison to like Abjuration.
Well, Abjuration.
They're tiny.
Yeah, they're little tiny. Tiny guys.
I always tell Abjuration I'm so impressed with like not only how much flavor they're getting out, but how frequently they're getting it out with that brew system that they're working on.
They're limited by that RO system, though. I mean, they can only do what the reverse osmosis water puts out.
Right.
Also limited by those, SS tanks that just unfortunately don't hold much beer, but they're always like, their can releases are crazy regular. I'm always seeing them releasing a new can. I'm like, the fact that you're doing regular can releases with different flavors, with the flavors you're doing, all on that system, that speaks volumes to what you're doing.
And
they're definitely a Mighty Mouse brewery.
Yeah, I love it. I love their location. Like that movie theater. That's a cool spot. I want those guys to grow and obviously, hopefully expand out of there. But
well, they announced a little bit of an expansion to they're moving to an outdoor space to do
like
outdoor sales. It's like at a marina.
Yeah, like a boat, something like that.
Actually, I have that screenshot of the right tonight.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, in case you're wondering. People don't tell us things. We find them on our own and screenshot them and then write them later. It's the only way to do it. Into the minds of us here.
Well, what happens after that is we get a hold of that information, and then we put that on our podcast.
And we report it 4 days later.
There you go.
Keep the cycle going.
That's right.
The one thing I'll say is, even though I'm sure all of our PA listeners know everything about breweries in PA, we do have listeners in Ukraine. So this is how they're getting a hold of your.
Very cool.
Yes.
So
and
if you ever
readers in South Korea that will probably listen to this, and
You're helping us go global. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Heck
So
yeah.
if you ever see a weird number pop up, in your tracking from Argentina, that was us. You're welcome.
We do get a lot of the way WordPress does it is they do little flags next to where your views are coming from the country. We do see a lot of different flags, so we'll attribute that to you.
All right.
Yeah. And if you guys have any tips you want to throw our way, our DMs are open always. So
DMs are always open.
that'll be written like that day.
Yeah, we don't necessarily get tips. We really don't.
If you see anything,
okay.
hey,
If we see anything good.
The only tips we get are stuff we can share anyway. So.
See, I feel like a lot of that's just going to be me screenshotting Facebook groups.
Yeah, right there you go.
it's like screenshotting our article. It's like we wrote that.
Did you guys hear about this? Yeah, I'm on the byline. Stop that.
Funny enough, I did that. I did screenshot one of our photos to one of my buddies, and they're like, "Why'd you share someone else's article?" I was like, "Do you not see that?
Oh, that's just mean.
Do you not see that breweriesinpa.com? Like, are you blind? What's going on?" He just sent it to me like an hour ago. I was like, "Really? You're gonna disrespect me right in front of my face?"
Well, we've done a lot of talking about like some of the heavy hitters in PA. Like, I want to know, is there any space that you guys would recommend that's outside of Philly or Pittsburgh that people don't know about yet, that they haven't caught on to yet?
Chad, you're probably going to say what I'm going to say.
Brewery wise, yeah, we might have the same. They did just start shipping, so more people are finding out about them. But supposedly, even their local community, they've struggled on getting people out there. But Shy Bear out in Lewistown is, one of they're pretty much right out of State College. Like if you're in State College, you're probably 20 minutes from Shy Bear.
Yeah.
They have one of the best facilities you'll ever see. They sit on a multi-acre farm. The original use for the facility was a coffee roastery, which they still do to this day. But then they obviously opened up the brewery. The outside space it's just a lot of space that you can you can't get too much of. Like literally you could spend hours just chilling outside, hanging out there. They would probably, if you're talking about outside the major metro areas, they would probably be my number one.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go with what I thought Chad was going to also say with me, but Stick City.
I kind of love them.
Okay.
I know they're kind of in Pittsburgh, but they're not really.
Although if you talk to people in Pittsburgh, they're not in Pittsburgh, but
they're not.
They are.
And
But
you have to travel at least 40 minminutes to get to them outside of Pittsburgh.
And at least 3 bridges.
You know what,
Probably
though?
3 bridges.
We won't even talk about tunnels.
Yeah.
Tunnel, yeah. You have to swim half the way or something.
I might disqualify that answer because a lot of people know how great Stick City's IPA
That was another thing. They
I don't know about that, 'cause nobody ever talks about them. Ever.
We talk about them.
Pittsburgh definitely talks about that.
Yeah.
But you're right, Matt. To your point, no one outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I didn't say that, because I felt like Pittsburgh, they definitely them. But yeah, anyone listening, cancel your plans and go to Stick City. Those are just people you need to support tomorrow.
Yeah, it's worth the drive. And on your way up, you can also hit places like Shoe Brew and Union Brothers that are opening.
Oh God, hit Shoe Brew for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe another one. Everybody knows Yellow Bridge, but nobody goes there. And those people are great, and their beers are phenomenal. When he announced shipping, I was like, oh, everybody's going to jump on this. And I'm like, well, I would be ordering every week, but nobody is. Their beers are phenomenal, and that's why we have them in our events. So it's, people need to get out to these places that are just outside the city.
I just recommended Yellow Bridge to somebody on Twitter who's looking for a really good low ABV session IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I will say that that Yellow Bridge has started getting distributed in our Giant Eagles, in our market district, so that should be able to get them a little more traction. Because I just saw them there last week. I picked up a 4-pack of their YB pills, and that was the first time I had seen them there. So hopefully that gets them a little more exposure, and that gets them ramped up even more.
I know Ian's always talked about wanting a bigger Pittsburgh presence for obvious reasons. I mean, branding alone, they're Yellow Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to be in Pittsburgh when your brewery name is Yellow Bridge.
Yeah.
I know that's been a big goal of his, so that's good to see it's actually, coming to fruition.
I mean, to shout out another one that's really not in Philly or Pittsburgh, Lost Tavern is in Lehigh Valley. Consistently putting out amazing beers. I think they're on a 7-barrel or 10. Is it 10, Chad? I think it's 10.
I think 10, yeah.
They're making great beers. They don't distribute, so they have 2 locations, and I think they need more credit. So people need to pay attention. Go to Lehigh Valley.
Any of our listeners in the Stroudsburg or Poconos area, head on down. Poconos.
Well, at that point, you just go to Wallenpaupack, right? If you're in the Poconos.
Oh, Wallenpaupack. Oh, they're killing it, man.
Yeah, massive location.
That smallmouth low-cal IPA was – I wish I had a whole case of it. Like, that was insane.
That was a good beer.
Awesome. Well, let's jump back to the beers that we started this segment with. And does anybody have any final closing thoughts on the beer that they've been drinking? Chad's is gone again.
Chad's chugging. I can't say enough about Four Seasons. I think people, if you can cross a bridge, get to them. I mean, they're in Latrobe, which is historically a good beer town. So give them a chance if you haven't been there. I mean, he makes everything from wild ales to juicy IPAs. So
nice.
I was a huge fan of this Lavery. They ship statewide, so if anyone is listening to this in PA or watching this in PA, there's no reason not to get this. This Pineberry Crush was absolutely delicious, but I said that before I had it because I know I've had it before. It's just a fruited sour ale the way a fruited sour ale was meant to be brewed.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Steve, how was your beer?
It's 11th Hour, man. They do great stuff, and I don't want to call them an underdog in Pittsburgh, but I feel like they're so close to Cinderlands, maybe they don't always get the best love that they should. Yeah. But this was a knock it out of the park with the Nocturnal Rainbow Coffee Stout. The coffee flavor is very forward, but it's not overly bitter. But also the stout is not overly sweet. And for 6%, it's huge on flavor. So
nice.
Is that lactose?
Huh?
Is that lactose?
I don't. It's a milk stout, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit thicker, creamier.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Milk stout.
We'll say this, not to bang the drum I just banged, but if you do like coffee beer, you definitely have to get your hands on the Coco Suave by Shy Bear Brewing. So they also ship statewide. And,
okay.
I've been banging that drum since I had it for the first time about 2-3 weeks ago. That is probably single-handedly the best coffee beer I ever have had and ever will have for the rest of my life.
Interesting. Damn. Have you had the Cinderlands Arch and Drum?
Yes, I had.
That was good.
That one.
Okay.
I remember posting a picture of that.
Now I'm gonna look it up real quick.
It was either that one or because the picture looked like the steel stacks in Bethlehem. But I was like, no, this is Cinderlands. It can't be Bethlehem.
What was the other one?
I want to say I definitely had that one because, I remember taking the picture of it. And, yes, a delicious beer. Don't get me wrong. But as I mentioned earlier, Shy Bear, the family is actually a coffee roastery to begin with. I challenge anyone to have that and not want to have several more.
Okay.
Nice.
Arch and Drum is just a baseline that I test against. So if you can say better than that, then
it's
10%. It's a heavy hitter.
Yeah,
all I'm going to say is just give it a try. It is amazing.
Right on. Adam, your beer?
I'm a big fan of this. This is definitely, they say it's a dessert sour, and yeah, they called their shot on that one. That is a really good beer. You are not going to hammer this thing.
No.
That it is not a grass cutter by any stretch of the imagination.
It's
But
thick.
it is thick,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
3 C's.
Yeah. All of their dessert sours are so thick, but I actually love them because I hate sours, but they don't taste sour at all. They all just taste like candy.
Yeah.
So
Oh
is
yeah.
it tart then? It's not sour?
Agreed. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't give that weird, jaw tingle thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get, some people don't. This does not have that. This is I'll say it's a pleasurable tartness, where it's there, but it's not it's not ignorant by any stretch of the imagination. So if you like tart beers and you like treats, yeah, grab some of this.
For you,
It's
all right?
treats.
It's treat time.
Treat yourself.
That's right.
Ever seen Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Come on, Donna.
All right. Well, we're going to come back with segment 3, and we're going to play a little game with the guys from Breweries in PA.
All
So
right.
hold on to your butts. We'll be right back. Welcome back to episode 166 of the Hop Nation USA podcast, and we're still here with Matt and Chad from the breweriesinpa.com website, the resource for all your things happening at breweries in PA, if that didn't come across in the name.
Got to be really transparent with the
I
name.
know.
Try to pick it up.
Super easy if you can't figure that one out.
Okay. Half the people in the group think, we're not PA beer, so. What it
Yeah,
is.
I've seen that. I've seen those posts. But yeah, if you want to post like that, go on Fueled by Hops.
There may be a glass order in the future, just poking fun at that. So
All right.
All right. Well, we all loaded up with new beers for this segment. So what's everybody drinking?
Chad, go ahead.
Yeah, I moved on to Hop Farm's Small Crop.
Oh, very nice.
Ah,
It is a session IPA and tastes pretty much exactly like that, as I'm 50% of the way or so through it. It's got a pretty good malt backbone. It says it contains lactose, but I'll be honest, if you're not a fan of lactose, you would still like this beer because the lactose is definitely not present. I think it gives it maybe a little bit of a sweeter flavor to it, but like I've had tons of lactose beer, and if you told me there was lactose in this, I would think you're lying. And so from that standpoint, it makes it a little bit sweeter, but not really that much, which I really like.
Right on.
Chad had 5 minutes, so he drank over half his beer already.
That's an accurate statement.
crush it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's coming to snatch it out of your hand, Chad.
You're not in jail. It's safe.
I eat the same way. I describe the way I eat as a prison style. So
It's
it's
like
how
done, and I haven't even had a bite.
it's how I consume things.
So we were on the topic of breweries who also do coffee, right? Chad mentioned Shy Bear. So I grabbed a beer from Stolen Sun, which is out of Exton, PA.
Another roaster.
Another coffee roastery. I don't know if anybody caught that when we were starting the segment, but the owner actually goes down to Colombia and sources beans himself. So I was like, hey, I got a couple beers. And so this beer is called 6 Feet of Separation.
It's appropriate.
So
Nice.
I thought that was appropriate beer to drink on the segment.
He's like a master roaster too, isn't he?
He is. So he's actually a food science professional. He used to work
Yeah,
for,
he's got some ridiculous acclaims to his
I
name.
think he used to work for Mars Incorporated, which is
Yeah.
the big food
Oh,
company.
wow.
So he's all about pairing food and beer, and also he's really big into coffee. So anybody who goes there, they open super early, and you can have coffee, and then all throughout the day you can have beer as well, and then they have food as well. So
Damn.
So if they have a
That's what I
couch
love.
there, I don't think I'd ever leave.
I
Yeah,
didn't
right.
want to.
That's what I love about breweries that also have like coffee with them. Like Tattered Flag is the same way. They
Mhm.
open at like 7, 8 a.m. and you can have a beer if you wanted to.
Mhm.
Not saying I've ever done that, but
Trace Brewing, which is about to open in Bloomfield, is going to have a coffee shop inside too. And when we dropped that news, was last week. For talking to those guys, was like 2 hours on the phone, and they're awesome. Like, first of all, they wouldn't stop. I couldn't stop talking because I was so interested in what they were doing. And their whole plan is to have the coffee shop, and then as they're brewing, you can ask them questions. Like, they want you to interact. Right. Whereas other brewers are like, just leave me alone, I need to work.
Well, everyone says that when they open up, right? And then you get
right. We'll see what happens.
First 70 people are telling you how to brew a beer.
It's in an interesting building, and I think they're really going to do well. That the history of the people behind the project it's insane. So, I can't wait to go there and drink everything, coffee included.
Yeah, we'll definitely be checking them out because they're even now they're still saying they're shooting for September open. So best of luck.
I mean, they're aggressive. They tag us in all their like updates as far as construction goes. And they're super aggressive with their construction. So I mean,
Parrot was going up today or yesterday, I think.
Yeah, and a lot of places are. It's always the license that get people hung up on delays.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that that's not the case for them.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah.
All right, went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all good. All good.
Speaking of beers, though, that are tied to coffees that have tied to coffee roasters in some way. I'm drinking the Point of Confusion by Hitchhiker.
Oh, there you go.
And for anybody who knows what Hitchhiker's done, they've started producing kind of almost their own coffee line of beers. Well, this one gets to the point of confusion because they age this one on their Shakes coffee beans.
Wow.
So they take their own coffee beans and then age this beer on it, and then it's also with vanilla and hazelnut, and it's a white stout, and it's
sounds phenomenal.
It's 9.2%. And I said before you guys got in the chat, it is really upsetting to me that I only have one of these. I really want more of this. This is such a delicious fatty boy time drink.
Yeah.
Treats. It's time for more treats.
All treats. Yeah. This one's all treats.
Dude, at 9.2, does it drink like 9.2?
You taste no booze at all, but it smells amazing. It smells stronger than a lot of IPAs I've had. It's just coffee nose all the way up front.
So don't edit tonight then. 9.2 is kind of heavy.
9.2.
Or edit and see what happens.
Yeah, right? Could be a really good episode.
That's right.
I've edited drunker.
He's like, is that a challenge?
Yeah.
Let me try it.
Adam, what are you up to?
So I have a beer here from another Western Pennsylvania staple from Hitchhiker. It's called the Point of Confusion.
Okay. That's the first time I'm hearing of that one.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one before.
Yeah, so I'm just going to repeat everything that Steve said. And this was not planned. I actually pulled this out of my fridge with no discussion with Steve whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't know you had that. Because
I didn't know you had that.
You must have picked that up after I picked mine up.
It's good, though. I mean, same things that Steve said. It's good. I wish I had more than one. So I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this one.
Did you get yours House of Brews?
No, I got mine from House of Derek.
Oh, okay.
That was part of the earlier beer transfer
the trade
that I talked about. Yes.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I was wondering if you went to House of Brews and you broke up a 3-pack. Because I would have broken up the 4-pack.
You guys should just go together next time and just each get 2.
Well, the shopping day was very big that I had that day. I had already been to 2 other beer places, and then it's just like I got the House of Brews. I'm like, I can't be spending another $40 in here.
Right?
It racks up quick, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So much.
Right.
That would be like getting like 2 of the 4 Infinity Stones if I got the other.
Right.
Point of Confusions out of that 4-pack.
Play the lottery or something.
That's
right.
right. But that bottom line, this is a hell of a beer. I hope I can find more somewhere.
So what does the can say? I can't read it from the picture.
The can says it is white stout with coffee, maple syrup, cacao nibs, vanilla, and hazelnut.
Maple syrup and chocolate too. Oh man.
Yeah. It's a nice simple recipe.
Easy. Simple.
Real simple.
Sure, Andy had a fun time brewing that.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What do you say we get into our segment 3 game here?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right. So segment 3, usually like to get into things a little bit later, just kind of cut a little bit looser. Thanks to this point of confusion for at least the Hop Nation USA half. That's going to happen.
Yeah, we need to take it easier. We can't be asking hard-hitting questions.
That's right.
We'll remind you that we're doing a podcast. Don't worry.
Look into the camera. Adam, look into the camera.
All right, Steve's going to fall asleep and we won't hear about him from him for a couple minutes here.
Yeah, that's a real big. That's also why we have that limitation on. Of
At least your camera's
40
not
minutes. That way, if I do fall asleep, it's still 40 minutes and it's up.
Yes,
Right.
it's a running podcast.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we are going to play a game called Is It a Beer or Is It a Minor League Baseball Team?
Oh, boy.
Oh,
It's a very simple game. I'm going to give you an option, and you have to decide whether it is a beer or if it is a minor league baseball team.
these are gonna be tough. I've seen some weird beer names.
Yeah, but I don't know minors that well. I know MLB, obviously, but wow. Okay.
So I'll give you an example. The first example I'll give you is the Asheville Tourists. Now, the way you kind of have to look at this is assuming that you are ordering a 6-pack of these beers. So that way we take care of all pluralities and things like that.
Mhm.
That way to kind of make things, worthwhile. So Asheville Tourists,
Okay.
is that a beer or is that a minor league baseball team? This is just free form, just to let you guys figure it
I'm
out.
going to say minor league baseball team.
This feels like a trick question because Asheville is such a huge beer town that any brewery would be smart to just be like, okay, let's name a beer Asheville Tourists.
Yeah,
So
is both an option?
That feels like the easy answer,
Yeah.
but I may be also overthinking this. I'm gonna go. Matt said baseball team, so I'll go beer.
Yeah.
Is both an option in this game?
We are not doing both for this
Yeah.
one. We're not
All
getting
right.
no.
Is it the house beer for a major or minor league baseball team?
No, it actually is a minor league baseball team, the Asheville
Got it.
Tourists. And if you ever watched the movie Bull Durham, at the very end,
Oh, God,
the,
okay.
the character that Kevin Costner played got traded to the Asheville Tourists, and they are still an active minor league baseball team.
Interesting. Okay.
Not remember
Yes.
that from Bull Durham.
Yep, at the very end, because that's where he broke the minor league home run record.
Yeah, I definitely overthought that one.
Could have been both. Actually,
right.
somebody from Asheville should make that beer and sell it at the minor league
You
stadium.
would think that would be a beer
Marketing.
because, Asheville probably gets so much tourism for their beer.
Yes. So, Chad, you are first. Your first option is, you have to tell me, is it a beer or is it a minor league baseball team?
All right.
The Columbus Steel Dawn.
Columbus Steel Dawn.
Yes. DAWN.
Well, there's not a lot of steel going on. Well, there could be. Not too far from Pittsburgh. I'll go baseball team.
That is incorrect.
Over 2.
That is actually and very apropos for this segment, a coffee stout from the Columbus Brewing Company.
All right. Over 2. Let's do this.
Chad's like, hey, I have 2 kids. All right, guys, come on. I've been up since 4 in the morning.
Cut me some slack.
It's all right. No excuse. Play like a champion.
That's right. So, Matt, you are now up.
Okay.
Yours is the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Is that a baseball team or is that a 6-pack of beer?
The Amarillo Sod Poodles?
Sod Poodles.
Sod Poodles.
Yes.
I'm going to say beer because there's no team that would name
Nah,
themselves
that's a
that.
baseball team all day. That's a baseball team
There's
all
no
day.
way. What team would want to be a poodle? It's not.
So they're not poodles, they're sod poodles, and it is a baseball team.
I knew that.
All right. 1 for 1.
So, Steve, you are up.
Hold on.
Oh,
Let me get ready.
Oh, you got to get ready?
I got to get ready.
All
All right, now
yeah.
I'm ready.
You are right. We said this was minor leagues.
Yeah.
So, Steve, your option, the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Is that a beer or is that a baseball team?
That's a beer.
Yeah, it's got to be a beer.
Yeah.
That is a baseball team.
Oh. Ugh.
You guys are not great at this.
Yeah.
You must get so much
0 for 3
enjoyment out of it.
collectively in the first round.
So they are a baseball team out of Colorado.
Okay.
Well, of course.
Well, right.
You don't say.
But they are a newer team. They were established in 2019, and their mascot is a roasted marshmallow.
What?
Stop it.
That's-
Seriously?
I shit you not.
Jeez.
Are you Wikipediaing all this?
Look it up. It's
How's-
legit.
How is it a roasted marshmallow and not one of those pink tip vibes that, when you're on the OnlyFans? Oh, am I on the other one?
Wait, what?
Moving on.
When
But
you're on the dark web and you start searching and
When you're deep
pop
in the
up.
dark web.
But you send the nice lady money, and then her vibe goes off. How is it not?
wow, this took a different turn.
Yes, it did.
I live in the
Sure.
computer.
All right, Chad, let's get us back on course here.
Do this thing.
Here's the computer.
All right, our next one. The Rocket City Trash Pandas. Is that a baseball team or a six-pack of beer?
Wait,
No.
the Trash Pandas?
The Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Fuck,
That's
I actually know this one.
That's
It's
all.
almost, it's almost too egregious to be a baseball team. Like, hey, we're going out to see the Trash Pandas tonight.
But it's cool because it's a raccoon.
Yes. Oh,
God, can you imagine they just let raccoons on the field?
That's the between innings entertainment.
Scare the other team away? Like,
No, it's the Bat Boy. It comes out and picks up the bat with its hands, and it's all cute and shit.
but I just know too many brewers that would jump at the opportunity to call their beer Trash Panda. So I feel like I always overthink my own. My initial reaction was to go baseball team, but now that I think more about it, I just know a brewer would call beer that name, and I'm just going to go beer.
You are incorrect.
Damn it. I knew that one because we talked about it episodes ago.
I'm thinking to myself, like, who goes see minor league baseball teams? It's usually families. And who says to their son, hey, son, we're going to see the Trash Pandas tonight. Grab your raccoon mask.
well, would you say, hey, son, we're going to see the toasted marshmallows? Like,
Yeah, sure. That's a little more friendly. Trash Panda.
Well,
it's like cute and,
I need to go into a deep, like, rabbit hole of this Trash Panda team. And like,
So the
Where are they
Rocket
out of?
City
where are they
Trash,
at?
they are out of northern Alabama.
yeah, well, there we go.
Makes sense.
Huntsville, which makes sense.
Makes sense.
They're outside of Huntsville, and their mascot is a raccoon that has a trash can rocket.
That's
The-
awesome.
I should just stop over. All right, I'm stopping overthinking. From here on out, I'm just giving you my first answer because my first answer was baseball team. But then I thought to myself, who would actually say we're going to see the Trash Pandas tonight?
Dude, if they shot stuffed raccoons out at the crowd, that'd be awesome.
correct me if I'm wrong, though. Wasn't that one of the team names that was, like, voted on?
It was
Like-
overwhelmingly the choice.
It was like a poll that
Yes.
they voted for what the team name
But
was.
when you're
So-
given not great choices, you pick
We-
the best.
We own a Facebook group with a lot of members. We could tell that people want to go in a different direction than you would ideally like to. So, yes, I believe that that's what people voted on.
It sounds like a fun game to play with the group, Chad. I feel like we almost bring this to the masses.
Right? Is this a Trash Panda a beer?
Gotcha.
So, speaking of Matt, you are now up.
Okay,
Are you ready for your next question?
ready. I got 6 degrees of separation, so we're ready.
The Flagstaff Sasquatches. Is that a baseball team or is that a six-pack of beer? The Flagstaff Sasquatches.
I mean, common sense says to me says that's a baseball team, but is it a beer? Flagstaff Sasquatches. I'm going baseball team.
That is incorrect.
We are
The,
comfortably as a group over 5.
so far. The Flagstaff Brewing Company has a stout that is called the Sasquatch.
Gotcha.
Yes. So, Steve, are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Get us out of our slump here, Steve.
All right, let's
You
get
got
on the
pirate
board
hat
here.
on at least though.
Yeah. That doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. All right,
Gets the
Steve.
Bucko Blondes. He's good.
Ugh.
Steve, Your question is the New Orleans Baby Cakes.
Oh,
Are they a baseball team or a six-pack of beer?
That's a complete coin toss.
Yep.
yeah. Oh my God. The baby cakes, because that.
But it could be without an S, though, he said, remember? He said,
Well, yeah.
Think about a floral, but it could be baby cake.
Yeah, but that's
Right.
like an obvious like name that
But
anyone
that could
in
be
New
a
Orleans
dessert
would call.
stout.
That could be a vignette flavor. Like, let's face it. Like that is so many different things.
It
Could be a dessert stout, I'm saying.
Break us out of our slump.
I'm going
on,
to
Pete.
say it is a baseball team.
And Steve is officially on the board.
Nice.
Yes, they are a minor league
Was
baseball.
Oh,
was that weird team that had that baby mascot?
The Pelicans, the NBA team in New Orleans. It was
Yeah.
a scary looking thing.
Yeah, it was like the baby from Goonies or something like that. Where
It's like a
I'm
Chucky
I'm
doll.
sure it was, because they all.
now I have to look it up.
It was pure
I
nightmare
remember
fuel.
I remember having like nightmares of it.
It was the Chucky doll coming at you playing sports.
That's exactly what it was. It looked like, oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It was so awkward. Yeah, it was at a Pelicans game. It was at a Pelicans game. It was like a giant baby dressed in like Mardi Gras stuff. It was very awkward.
That's
Very
terrifying.
awkward. Like, eyes were all weird. Yeah, I remember that.
That's terrifying.
I'm looking at the pictures now. It is awful.
I'm sure they're into it down there, but man, that
I have
is.
that in my search history.
That's some local stuff, I'd say.
Oh God, that thing
Yeah,
is
that's
unpleasant to look at.
Isn't it though?
But, I mean, that's the thing about these minor league baseball teams, right? Like they're hyper local that you would never like. No one would ever know trash pandas in like Northern California. They would
Right.
It's not, but in Huntsville, Alabama, that's like the number one rated team.
Chad, it makes river sharks in Camden sound really normal.
Yeah, right now all of a sudden River Sharks are like, oh no, that's fine.
Completely normal.
So, all right, this is the last round.
Okay.
Double points.
Oof.
I gotta
Double
get one.
points. So, Chad, are you ready?
I gotta get one here.
All right, I'll give you an easy one.
Don't go easy on him.
Bangor Nomads. Is that a baseball team or is that a six-pack of beer? The Bangor Nomads.
I feel like we're on a run of baseball team right now. Bangor Nomads, you said, huh?
Yes. I will even give you the state, Bangor, Maine.
Doesn't have to have an S, though. Remember that. He said it. Just make it plural if it's a six-pack.
Although I do feel like by giving me the city that, because like, is there a Bangor Brewing? I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a Banger
Yeah,
Trust
we have-
Brewing in PA, Chad. Banger Trust.
You heard him. You heard him say Maine, right?
Yeah, I did. But you said, is there a Banger Brewing? And I said Banger Trust. If you guys didn't know, there's a little fun fact. Chad's married to my cousin, so we like each other,
So I
but
can
also
talk to him like that.
secretly
So I
hate
can
each
talk
other.
to him like that. Okay. I'm gonna go baseball team.
And
Mainly
that
because I don't know if
is
there's a Banger.
incorrect.
Mother, is there a Banger Brewing?
Dude,
Is
donut.
Bangor beer, yes.
Donut.
They have a Czech Pilsner that is called the Nomad.
Oof, I do love Czech Pilsner, so I don't mind losing to that one. 0 for 3. Technically 0 for 4 in the exhibition round. 0 for 4.
You
Damn.
put a donut up on the board, man.
Oh, hey, that's why what can I say? I hyper focus on PA beer.
All right, Matt. It's
All
your opportunity to take the lead. The Missoula Paddleheads.
Oh,
Is that a baseball team or a six-pack of beer?
Missoula Paddleheads.
This one feels like this. I'm so
I'm
confident.
gonna take a baseball team.
Yeah, that's a baseball team.
You're calling it baseball team?
Mhm.
You are absolutely 100% correct. They are a minor league baseball team out of Missoula, Montana.
I might as well follow minor league baseball at this point.
Right?
damn it! I knew that one for some reason too.
Yeah, I felt.
Why
real
do you
confident.
know that one?
What
don't
is a
know why.
paddlehead, though? It sounds like a snake or something.
No, a paddlehead is actually a moose.
Okay, did not know that.
Yeah, their mascot is a moose. Why they decided to call them paddleheads rather than moose, I have no idea.
I was gonna say it sounded like some sort of animal, right?
Yeah, it's either a snake or, I mean, I guess it's a moose, but it looks like a snake.
Yeah.
You think snake.
To me, it was like a snake that was like in the water or something.
Right. It's probably just the way a moose looks in the water.
Right. I'm learning a lot on this podcast tonight.
That's good. That's what we're for. We're edutainment.
This is my school that I'm dialing into every night. So.
Well, we're looking to take on more students as the fall approaches. Somebody pay me what is it, a 10-year fee?
Just take James Franklin's salary. He's not doing anything this fall.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
good.
What are you doing?
All right, Steve, it is time for your chance to take the win.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Your question is the Boise Sun Cruisers. Is that a baseball team or is that a
That's a
six-pack of beer?
Did you say song as in SONG?
No, sun as in the big bright thing in the sky.
Okay. There was a disturbance on my end. It sounded like Sawn Cruisers.
No, it is the
What's
Boise Sun Cruisers.
I mean, that's
Sun
easily
Cruisers.
like a 4.2% IPA.
That'd be a 4.2 Pilsner in New Mexico, but we're talking about Idaho, so I don't know.
It's a triple IPA in Idaho.
Sun Cruiser. I gotta say a beer because I don't know. Idaho doesn't get a lot of sun. It gets a lot of mountains and snow.
And that is 100% correct.
Yeah.
That is a beer.
There you go.
That is a session IPA.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Chad gets it too.
So not only that,
I'm right on something.
so here's what we're going to do.
Now,
That was
I don't
worth
even know
triple
the
points.
Triple points. I thought you said
Triple
double.
points. So Steve and Chad, you are now tied.
Okay, let's not drag this out too long because
You
we
said
only
that
got
was-
a couple
We
minutes
only
left.
have
but-
one
You said that was
tiebreaker.
Boise Brewing?
Okay.
Yes, it was Boise Brewing.
4.5%. I was 0.3% off.
Yeah.
We're willing around. It's okay. So I have one final, and this is open form. The first one to get it right wins.
Okay.
All right. The last one here is the Norwich Sea Unicorns.
That's got
Is
to be
that
a baseball team.
Is that a baseball team or is that a six-pack of beer?
Please let that be a team because I will want to see their uniforms so bad.
It's got to be a baseball team.
You're locking it in, Chad?
Hell yeah.
And that is correct.
Walk off.
Right now.
Walk off.
What was the name of it?
The Norwich Sea Unicorns.
Yes. Their mascot is a narwhal.
I'm just glad I didn't go.
Okay. I bet their colors are what, like dark blue and light blue?
Yes, and I believe that the narwhal is wearing a yellow
Hey, there they
jacket.
are.
There you go.
There you go. It's got a little sailor's jacket and a captain's hat on.
Looking good.
That's so funny. He's got like a little captain's hat on.
I would wear that ball cap. I would wear that all day.
I found
Me
our
too,
new
just to get
mascot.
questions about it.
It's our new mascot. Will be the Brewers in PA Sea Unicorns next time we talk to us.
The sea
All right.
unicorns in PA.
That's it. That's the game.
All right.
Thank you,
Well,
everybody, for
I feel
participating.
better about my
congratulations to Chad. You won.
Yes.
What happened to me? How did I not win?
You were last. You were very last.
That's not fair. I had
Sorry.
The banger trust banger main thing.
You can share in your like team,
All good.
team win of Breweries in PA. But yes,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We as a team won.
We're a team, Chad.
We won together.
All right. Well, as a team, why don't you give out your final plugs for the evening? Tell people where they can find you if it wasn't obvious already, but
Yeah.
all your social medias and any events that you want to plug as well.
Yeah, I'll give the social media, Chad, and when it's followed up. So obviously you can follow us at breweriesinpa.com where you can find all of our articles. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Breweries in PA. Just one word. We push all of our articles there, so you can find us and you can message us on any of the platforms, and we will answer you. The email is info@breweriesinpa.com. Pretty easy. And then, Chad, you want to push the scavenger hunt or?
Well, I mean, the scavenger hunt's already in place, so there's really not much you can do there. But also join our group. Obviously, we talked about it several times throughout the
group.
night. Just
We have a newsletter that comes out every Friday that we're going to start doing some giveaways on.
As far as events go, we already, like I said, Philly invades or Pittsburgh invades Philly will happen, but tickets have already been sold there. 2021, we're hoping this coronavirus thing is behind us so we can return to all our normal events, which would be Pittsburgh invades Philly, Philly invades Pittsburgh, all our bottle shares that we do. We will try to also do another scavenger hunt once this COVID thing is behind us, because what we're realizing is people really want to be a part of it. It's just some people are a little bit weary of being a part of it because they don't want to actually go out to breweries just yet, which we respect and we understand, but we still had an amazing turnout for, given the fact that we're in COVID. We are also, Matt kind of alluded to it, but we're also planning on doing a very special customized giveaway for for a lot of Pennsylvania breweries that produce Black is Beautiful. We won't really get into too much detail now because it's not all flushed out yet, so we don't have the complete idea yet. But I would just say follow our channels because we have a very, very special giveaway that we're excited to do that will hopefully donate more money to the cause. So, just follow us anywhere you can and be a part of the fun. We try to be as interactive with everyone as possible because at the end of the day, Matt and I are two people that really just enjoy Pennsylvania craft beer, and we want to share in that experience with the people that follow us.
And then, once things open up, we'll have more beer shares for sure. So as Chad said, maybe that 3-day thing.
Literally the first weekend that we're back to normal, like I'm talking 100% normal, we're going to be all over the state that first weekend.
Yeah, but we need a time to plan it, Chad, and invite people. So we can't just do it and be like, oh shit, nobody showed up.
Nah, man, people will be so excited they'll drop everything they have.
We do free tickets so that we don't get overrun because we got overrun on the first one, and we just need some lead up time. Come on.
Yeah, that's all.
But we better see you guys in Pittsburgh for some beers next time we're out there. So.
Oh, for sure. Just let us know. And
we will.
If you want to get in contact with us, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA, and that'll get you your favorite social media, including Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, then search Hop Nation USA in your favorite podcatcher like Stitcher, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and anything else that has podcasts on it, because we're there. And if you're on any of those platforms, leave a 5-star review because
we are a nightmare podcast. No, I screwed that up. Son of a bitch.
You drank too much.
I did. We're good. Give us a good review.
We're a 6-star podcast, but we can only use 5 because
thank you.
Adam has reached the point of his confusion.
I have. I was trying to go for a nightman, dayman reference.
Yeah.
And I totally botched it. Totally fumbled it. I blame society.
Well, you're not a master of karate now, are you? But we are a part of Friendship for Everyone. So, yes, we would like to thank Breweries in PA for coming on and spending some time with us and playing some games.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
A lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And, if you're in Philly or Argentina, we hope you learned something about minor league baseball teams. But we'll see you next week. We got something planned. It's probably Log Yard.
Yes.
Okay. We'll do Log Yard next week. Yeah, we'll do Log Yard next week. So we'll see you then.